Hello, we're on.
Hello, we're back. Big topic, huge topic,
Yeah.
which is the biggest part of coloring, I think, is the community as
Is
a
it
whole.
for you personally? Or
Yes, I think so. And I think anyone watching this podcast is probably at some point part of a community on social media.
right.
We did discuss like the different communities that exist before. So like the Facebook one, Instagram,
Yeah.
TikTok, and how they're quite separate as well. Like not everyone's
Mm-hmm.
on TikTok or Facebook, right? It's different people in different spots and like who you interact with. If you're active on all three of those, you have totally different friends or mutuals or whatever on each of those
Oh, you
those
think so?
apps.
So it's like not the same people, not the same 200
Yeah.
people that are coloring books?
I mean, okay, so I guess it depends on the person. I feel like everyone would have their own kind of experience with it. For me personally, I started out at Facebook and I met a few people there, and there was
Mm-hmm.
people posting on there that I've eventually recognized on Instagram. When I finally moved over to Instagram,
Ah,
I was like, I
okay.
know this person because I've seen their posts on Facebook. And then I start talking to them, be like, oh, I saw this post. And one of them that
I
I think
know
of is
you.
like Bailey, like B News Coloring, Bailey.
Yeah.
That was, so we were mutually admiring each other on Facebook. And
You were
then,
friends with Bailey before.
yeah, so it was on our Facebook posts. We would like comment on it, like, oh my God, we were, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
mutually admiring each other's work. And then when I moved to Instagram, I finally saw like one of her posts and I was like, oh my God, there you are. Like, I recognized her. And then we've been like mutuals ever since. So
That's so sweet.
I think that's cool. And I don't think I followed her on TikTok for a really long time though. So she was exclusively Instagram for me. And then I had you on TikTok.
But I think you had me on Instagram as well.
Not early on. I was messaging you and our like interactions were mostly on TikTok because that's where you were
On
active, I
TikTok.
think, the
Right.
most.
Yeah, but like
Yeah.
because for me, TikTok, I think is the main platform. And then Instagram is just like secondary. I just post there
Mm.
whatever I create for TikTok.
Okay, interesting.
I know it's
Do
not the same for
you
you.
No, but do you scroll TikTok more than Instagram? Like if you were opening an app without what you're not posting, you're not live streaming, like which one would you open and scroll?
Instagram.
Yes, right. And that's me too.
Because it has more kittens. And
Well,
Henrik. Well.
it depends, right? So TikTok for me is videos, right? Obviously, that's like
Mm-hmm.
the thing. I actually hate pictures on TikTok. I don't know why. To me, it's like
Really?
that's where I want to watch reels, and Instagram is where I want to look at pictures.
Mm.
So I like looking at the coloring community pictures on Instagram. That's just my
I
personal thing
Yeah, I think I just like the algorithm better,
on
but like not
TikTok.
the coloring algorithm. Yeah, like the suggestions algorithm for me. I like them better on Instagram. So like personally, I prefer to see more kittens because TikTok
Right.
shows me like some random weird stuff. But like
Kittens.
when I started posting, like TikTok for me was the main communication base, let's say.
Mhm.
Like I would just copy paste everything, and I still do this to this day. Like I don't create anything special for Instagram, but I do have people with who I interact on Insta, but I don't interact with them on TikTok so much,
Right.
which is weird.
Right. No, and that's what I was saying. They feel like completely separate in a way.
Yeah.
I find that I have certain people on Instagram that I connect with and then other ones on TikTok, right? I find a lot of people that are on Instagram do not have TikTok. Like there's
Mm,
just a lot, or
yeah.
vice versa. Like there's only usually one app people will have. So then you
Hmm.
end up getting different friends like in different spots.
You can
Um,
have more friends if you use more platforms.
yes. Well, the odds of making a friend is a lot higher.
Right. Yeah.
It's
So
better odds to make a friend.
if you're looking for friends, just do both of them.
Yes.
Um, Speaking of, I feel like we can speak about like making friends through coloring because like if there are
Mhm.
any labels that you can put like on friends, I think like
Mhm.
we literally brought like our friendship to the real world and like it crossed the
Yeah,
ocean. I mean,
I
you
know, which
crossed
is
the ocean,
crazy. I crossed the ocean to
right?
see you because I
It's
just love you.
insane. I
But
love
it's
you too.
crazy. It is crazy to think. And then when you think about the timeline of how long we have been friends, it hasn't been too long, but it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Like,
But it doesn't feel like that, right? It feels like it's been forever.
no, and I don't think we're the only ones. One of the things that I thought would be really cool one day is like, those coloring retreats we talked about, right?
Yep.
Like where people get together and they actually are just coloring. It's almost like a big sleepover in a way,
Yep.
and you're just like hanging out,
Yay.
coloring, drinking wine. Like it's so
Uh,
exciting to me. And the
yeah, yeah,
I
wouldn't that
think
be cool?
right. And I feel like people don't know who else in their community actually colors. So like there could be people in my city who are part of TikTok or Instagram, the
Mm,
coloring world, but I don't
yeah.
know. A lot of people are anonymous or they have like an
Mm-hmm.
online persona just like I did. And
Hmm.
people in my real
That's
life didn't
true.
know that I did that. But there could be people out
That's
there and we
true.
could be hanging out and coloring and having like sleepovers and you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
how
This sounds like really is a very nice idea. I know, like when we met up, everyone was like,
Mhm.
"Oh, I want to be there. It would be so cool to have a coloring retreat or like meetup or
Right.
whatever. Just to have a chance to meet your online friends or make new ones."
Yes, exactly. Um, I mean, the logistics of it is hard, and I think there's a lot of people who wouldn't be able to do that, you know what I mean? Like, travel across the world to just to
Yeah,
color,
obviously.
but the idea of, like I don't even know how you could do it, but just, like, in each country maybe, or within a certain area that you
we
could,
should
like
we should start an international network of coloring retreats. It
think
would
of, like,
be
an art camp or something like that, right? It's just,
right.
like
Yeah.
it's literally just to have that community because I think a lot of us are wanting that. And that's why
Yeah,
you
but
find these communities, like the way that people interact with each other is just so sweet and like encouraging. And like we all, what we talked about before is that we all have some sort of social anxiety. But,
right.
and I think a
Um
lot of people aren't the best at making real life friends. And like this is a way that people
Well, let's
connect with
face
each
it,
other.
like making friends when you're like older than 20 is hard. It's just hard.
Yeah.
Like let's face it, it's hard. It's not
Hmm.
something that like easy to perform.
Well, and that's why we typically end up making friends at whatever you do, like your job, because people are around
Right.
you. Just like when you're younger
Yep.
at school, right? You're around people, so they eventually become your friends. But if we're inside all the time, or there's a lot of like stay at home moms, or like me, I work from
Yep.
home, right? So like we never go out to like interact really besides social media. And I
Yeah, yeah.
think that all these women are trying to connect with each other, and support each other. That's why I love the coloring community. And it's so
Yeah,
supportive.
yeah.
I
But
just
I think
think
it's
it's
like
just women.
it's
Like,
like the
mhm,
core of coloring community are just like women wanting to communicate, and share with
yeah.
each other. And like just because also like in the real world, like there's a competition, between women. Like unfortunately we're like forced into competition like during our
Mm,
lives. Like I don't want to get like into like,
the patriarchy,
yeah, and all
That's what you
that.
mean.
Like we all know that it
Mhm,
sucks, but
mhm.
in the coloring world it kind of doesn't exist, right? Like we're
I
just
think it
all
does.
free.
We might live on a bubble that a
Yeah.
happy bubble of it, but it does exist. It does.
Oh
Like, it
yeah,
does
obviously,
bleed
obviously.
into, whatever community if it's just the person who's creating that. But
Yeah.
the idea of a coloring retreat, I think, is just like a real life connection. So we all have this online connection with each other, but like how do you bridge that to be in person,
Right.
right?
Okay, let us
Which is
know in the
cool.
comments where do you want to be? Where do you want the next coloring retreat to be? In Spain or in Canada? And we will decide.
Oh, I guess that would depend on if someone's a North American or European, which one
Exactly.
they would say.
So
Or we just have one each.
also,
I'll
yeah,
host
that's a good
a
idea.
American one, you host a European one.
Okay, guys, so let us know in
But
the
I'm going
comment
to
what do you
both.
think. And which one would
Um,
you join?
I was gonna say that the how to make friends on I was just thinking about how like we became friends. It was really fast, but what really
It
connected
was.
us, I think, because we talked on TikTok a little bit, but mostly it was over Discord, right? Like
Yeah.
we moved it to like an actual chat thing. It was like meant
Yeah,
for
because I was
chatting and
stalking you on TikTok and Instagram and everywhere else, and you were tired and you were like, okay, come to Discord. Don't
stop
embarrass me
stalking
in
me.
public.
Come talk to me over here. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
Talk to
stop
me in private,
embarrassing me.
please.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But like,
No, no. Discord was like I had always done it for gaming. Like it had always been a part,
hmm
and I think a lot of people who did have Discord before were probably gamers. Um, but then it was a way for like outside of social media, you have these like chat channels and these things you can post. You can start posting colorings to each other.
yeah.
So it's not like a public. Like if you just
Hmm.
had a private Discord with just your friends or like You know what I mean? Like maybe there's less than 20 people. You're not posting it to thousands on your social media. It's just like, hey guys, look what I did today, sort of thing.
Yeah, and it's less
Um,
intimidating because you can also like share the progress. Progress shots, like they
yeah,
don't have to be perfect. It's just like a work in progress. Like a
right. And
quick
so from
snap.
your perspective, this is what I wanted to ask you because you live stream a lot and you have a community on TikTok and they are probably
Yeah.
also the Discord community. But do you find yourself like from your Discord community, you're closer with those than you are in any other spot?
I think it's yeah, this is a kind of hard question because it depends. It depends on the person because it's always like two-way communication, right? Like to make a friend, like you need two
Mhm.
people participating in it. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I do find that it's like easier to make friends on Discord because you have like direct access, and like you're not limited by the post topics, let's say, because when you're on socials, you're just commenting basically, or like posting stories. You're kind of tied to your content, and Discord gives you like more freedom to, just to post a picture of your cat and like discuss it. You know what I mean?
Mm,
What do you
yeah.
think? Like,
I
where
think it
did you
gives
make
you
friends?
coloring friends.
Yeah.
I would say Discord as well. Like started on like interacting on TikTok or Instagram and be like, hey, join this coloring thing or join this Discord.
Right.
Let's chat or whatever. You know what I mean? And then it
Hmm.
was getting closer that way because, like you're saying too, in Discord, it allows you to post other content than just coloring. So people
Hmm.
are sharing memes, they're sharing animal pictures. Like you become actual, like, I don't know, like you would chat to a normal friend, I think.
Right.
Whereas
Like you share a
you
piece of
wouldn't
your
be
life.
posting that all the time on TikTok. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. So you could do that in a DM, but DMs are very like one-to-one. Like it's one-on-one conversations, whereas Discord can be groups of people. And
Yeah.
I think it depends on the person. Some people are better one-on-one conversations, other people are better in groups because it
Oh
takes some
yeah.
sort of like, that's me. I'm better at groups because it takes some sort of pressure off me and I like that more. Like people
Seriously?
playing off each other rather than rather than one-to-one DMs. I don't like
I'm
them
the
as
opposite.
much. So
I'm
I would
completely the
prefer.
opposite.
Right, right, right. There's options for people depending on what they are like, what they prefer, I suppose.
For me, social
Yeah, I
anxiety
like
kind of
groups.
transfers to the online space. So being on Discord is like, or like in a group chat, on Instagram or like wherever you like to make friends. Um, for me, being on like in a group chat, for me, like being in a group chat is like being in a room full of people. And we can all imagine how
Yeah.
I feel in a room full of people. Like I can't be fully myself, let's say. Obviously, it's different when it's like a friend's Discord or like my Discord, when it's kind of about me.
This is an interesting. Okay, here's the thing. This is really weird, okay? So we're
Mm-hmm.
opposites in this. So you like one-to-one and you
Yeah.
feel like maybe shyer with a group Discord,
Yeah.
but you live stream to like massive groups of people. Like many, many people. And you live stream every day and people are in your chat and it's just like groups. Like people, it's like they're staring over your shoulder. There's like 50 people. Okay. I'm the
Yeah.
opposite. I love group Discord chats or group chats. I hate live streaming because I'm scared of all these people watching me. So make this make sense. We're like the opposites.
It's
Wow.
all in our head, right? Like all those 50 people
Maybe.
in the Discord or in the live stream, they're all in our head. And for some reason, like when I go live, it's one person show, my show, it's me. I control the narrative. Like obviously I can't
Mm,
control what you will think about me, but it's what I say. Like I say what I want. I do what I want. This is me. This is about me. Me, 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 me.
yeah.
When it's a
The Daria show. I'm
yeah, the
subscribed to it.
Daria show. But when
Mhm.
it's a group chat, like it's kind of public. It's not about me,
Mhm.
obviously. So I have to keep that in mind. I don't know,
Mm,
and like everyone would judge me because you wouldn't judge. I mean, you can obviously come and judge me, but on my live stream. But in this case, like I don't care because it's my show. Like if you don't like it, you can always click
yeah.
and leave. You know what I mean? It's if you're there, it's because you
Yeah.
want to be.
Yeah.
Even if you want to hate watch, that's your problem,
True.
not mine.
But in a
You know what I
Discord,
mean?
you're like
yeah,
I do.
I'm kind of
I think I do understand that could be daunting as well, right? Like large discords or like large groups of people like that, and you're posting stuff in
and
there.
like and I heard many
Yeah.
people say that they are they having like social anxiety from Discord. Have
Mm.
you ever
hmm
experienced something like that, like social anxiety, like a burnout from just the Discord conversations?
No.
Never.
There's times where I'm busy. No,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sometimes busy and I won't see something, right? So I'll go back a little bit, but I won't like involve myself in the conversation like a day later, even though it's something I might
Mm.
be interested in. But I'm not anxious about posting anything in there.
Mm.
I get anxious about posting on social media, like making posts,
Really?
which is
But
for the
like,
same
why?
idea of what you're saying, is that like it's a public thing and like maybe hundreds of people, thousands of people, they're just going to see it. And I feel like maybe it's going to be judged or and I think that's why people get social anxiety from posting, is they're afraid that maybe it's not good enough. Someone might comment something that, negative about
Hmm.
it, or
But I know
you're
that for
worried
you it
about
was
like,
not. For you, it was not easy to start posting on social. Was it because of that?
Mhm.
Because you were afraid to be judged?
Yeah. Yeah. And I was also afraid of like, um, I'd be super proud of a piece and I'd post it and it'd get like one like or something, or someone
Yeah.
commenting me like, yeah, this is okay. And you're like, no, okay. I was really proud of it, but now I'm not. I don't know. Um,
But they said it
I've
was
definitely,
okay, so it's
that was
okay.
more when I started. The
Hmm.
more I posted, the less that happened, right? So it was just because I didn't post much. So anytime I did post, it was daunting. But if you do it
Hmm.
more, it's almost like live streaming. If you do it more, you get more comfortable with it, I think. Even if it gets no
Yeah.
likes, doesn't matter. You're just like posting for yourself at some point. I think that's the key.
Like the mindset
hmm
should be like you just post. I don't want to say for the algorithm because it sounds like ugly. But yeah, you just post for yourself, for the algorithm, for whatever reason, just to be posting, to put it out there. Just like you finished something,
hmm
you are proud of it, and you want to share this feeling with the world, and you deserve this feeling. Like you deserve to be proud of it, and you deserve it to be seen.
hmm
Will it be seen? It depends.
hmm
But never post for like people's approval. It never worked. No, I just want to say that like, for me, it was not natural, and I was avoiding social media like for so many years. Like I had a personal account, right? Like to share my food and my cat. And this is it, and my travels. Like I never posted
hmm
art or anything creative. Not because I was afraid to be judged, but it felt like, I don't know, it just felt wrong. Everything felt wrong. So to start actually posting, it was like kind of a journey. Like I had to accept it, that I have to do it. And like, okay, we can try, like nothing is going to happen if I just try
Yeah.
it for a few months and see what happens. And what
hmm
happened is I saw your art, I met you, my life changed. So, and here we are.
It is interesting to think that, if I didn't post or didn't make an account, things would be
Right.
so different.
Exactly.
But we mentioned too, it's important for breaks for that, because I think social media can be a little bit too much sometimes. And
Oh, yeah.
sometimes if I'm scrolling and I'm constantly seeing like these beautiful pieces, now I get uninspired because I'm like, oh,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. This
I
is like
can't do this. So
100% real.
it depends what you interact with. I think there's a lot of people who say like, if you constantly interact with negative stuff,
Oh, yeah.
that affects you a lot, right? The thing about coloring and like the community, I'm thinking about Instagram in general. For them, most of the time, like the way that I interact with people, everyone's just always really nice. Like everyone's saying
Mm-hmm.
nice things. They interact with each other. Like they're very sweet. They're like super encouraging, and they'll like reshare everything and like it,
Right.
even if they just like it. Like, and I try and do that. I'll like look at almost every post when I'm scrolling, I'll look at it and like it,
Mm-hmm.
like it, like it. You know what I mean? It's just like, even if it's something that's not my style, like I wouldn't do myself, I like it because
Yeah.
it's like this person put themselves out there and it is good. And it's almost like
Right.
an encouragement. Like I give you a like to hopefully you're happy about it, that you get likes, It's a validation thing, right?
Yeah,
I
of
think
course.
that
Like,
is why most people post.
especially as creatives, like it's natural because like some people, there's always this discussion of like posting for yourself. We just said it, like, you have to post for yourself. But
Mm-hmm.
in reality, like, it's kind of not that simple when you think about it a little longer, because I think all of us as creatives is like people who like to create things or like art, or like, some of us are artists, some
Mm-hmm.
wanted to be artists, but like it never happened. We all have this need to share it with the world, because if you just create art like in a dark room, and never show it to anyone. Maybe there are people who are capable of doing this, but I don't think it's healthy, because like your art is born from your perception of the world. I know it sounds pathetic and boring, but that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't create in a vacuum.
Cheesy, but it's
Yeah.
yeah. But people get that anxiety about posting their own personal thoughts about themselves that they're not good enough. They're like they see people that are really good and they're like, well, mine's not even close. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they would get that anxiety about it, even though it shouldn't be that. It's like you were saying, it's your perspective of the world. Like it's coming from your hand. Like it's something special and unique.
I think there is always someone who's better
That
than
makes
you,
sense.
and like
But
what
really,
you're
what do you mean
doing.
by better?
Exactly. Like,
It's
better, but because we're all focused on different things, right? And different styles and different
Mhm.
stuff. Like, for example, you may be like me, for example, now I'm very into color work, like with color theory, like different color relationships and stuff. So always look at that, and I see people who are really good at that, and I get jealous that they can get this colors so perfectly, and I can't. And maybe someone who is into like learning to shade and do the, I don't know, 3D looking hair, they would look at this and like, oh, she's so good, and I'm not. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
It depends on your
Yep.
focus. It
Yep.
depends on what you're into at the moment.
Right. And
And
then your like who is better than you changes for each thing that you're looking at. Like,
exactly. Like, it's very
right? Like
subjective.
each
What do you
piece.
mean someone is
Mhm.
better? No one is better than anyone.
Mhm.
We're all God's children.
And what we were saying, it's like whatever you're focusing on, someone might have a better understanding of it that you don't have yet, but it's just
Yes.
learning.
So I guess my question is, do you think like everybody should at least try, like everybody who's into coloring, should they try and post on social media and like grow their accounts?
It depends what they want to do with the coloring community, right? So there's a lot of people who I think are just passive viewers of it and they might not like posting their stuff. They just want to color and they just want it to be like relaxing. And maybe they watch things for, maybe they have you on the background because they're learning and they're just kind of watching you
Mm-hmm.
like lurkers, right? There's a lot of lurkers, same
Mm-hmm.
with YouTube videos. They don't interact with anything, they don't post their own stuff. They just like watching. They'll have you on in the background while they're coloring. They're just having a relaxing time. They don't care about what theirs looks like. They don't care about posting it. That it's just like there's going to be a lot of people like that. I don't think they have to post. I think it depends. If you want to build community, I do think that you should. Or
Mm-hmm.
you interact with people. You interact with posts. Like, and instead of just liking, like you'd be commenting on them, sharing them, messaging people, like doing that side. Because that's how I met Allie. Like my friend Allie, she doesn't post anything. She
Right.
doesn't post any coloring stuff. She would just comment on my stuff. She would just like message me and be like, "Wow, this is incredible." She never posted a single page. But she was still active in the community because she would interact with other people and she was just coloring on her own, just on her own time. Like didn't care about posting anything.
And I know I tried to make her post. Yeah, but like I agree, but as I said before, I think we all want to share, like at some point, even when you're not actually sharing, because like you're in the comfort of your own, coloring desk, and it feels safe, right? It feels like a safe space to be. Like, you color for yourself. It's just your hobby, and like you don't have to show it to anyone. But I think people like want to, even secretly, they want to share it and get some recognition. And like they maybe still like they don't believe that, oh, I'm just coloring, like it's not real art, or like, oh, I'm not as good as others. But secretly they do want to get the recognition. And it's like maybe it's not true, and maybe most of them like are completely aware, of, no, I'm not posting because I don't want to. I don't want all the hassle of like, posting, keeping schedule, or like whatever. I just want to color. And that's it. And like watch lives. But I feel like if you do have this little bug telling you, go live or make a TikTok, post, you did great, share it with the world, I'd say listen to it and try it. try it out. It's fun. You will meet so many new people. It will bring you to so many places that you've never thought to be.
Yeah, but this is what I was thinking of, like, as someone that's a lurker, right? So any
Mm-hmm.
other hobby that I have a lot. I don't post anything on any other. It's all just
Mm.
private. Like, I'm just doing it for myself. I play the fiddle. I just play it for myself. Like, I don't post anything. I don't record
Yeah.
myself and post videos of it, even though it doesn't invalidate what I'm doing. It's just like it's a personal thing, and I don't
Oh,
want
yeah.
other people to see it. I don't want.
Absolutely.
Right? And I think there are a lot of people like that with coloring. It's just like they don't want to show people maybe they're learning and they don't want to be embarrassed about it or you know what I mean? This is the idea of like
Yeah.
there's better people they're seeing posting and they're just like I don't want to show my stuff. I just don't want to show it. Which I get cuz I have so many hobbies where I don't do that. I don't post anything. But
I
like you're
think
saying
like
if you're on the fence and you actually are like considering it,
hmm.
then
Yeah.
do it, right? Because there is so much positive that comes from actually creating an account and interacting with people like that.
Exactly. Exactly. But yeah, you're absolutely right. I think the most important thing is like always is just be honest with yourself. Like why do you want if you want it, then why? And if not, then like always know your why. It's in general my advice. What
Yeah.
about
Um,
streaming and going live?
so that's another beast to me than posting. We can separately talk about this because you have more experience than I do with live streaming. I have a little bit and just like how my
Okay.
feelings were about it.
Share.
So I can start with mine. So I've gone live maybe 5 times. I went by myself, I went with you, and I also streamed with Meg, like Page.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so Megan and her and I did one together. And I find streaming with someone else a little bit easier because it's someone to play off of instead of just yourself trying to make conversation. I find it easier to like bounce back and forth ideas with somebody else or conversation. But it's really hard to hit that live button because
Mm.
maybe I'm just not used to it. But what's scary about it is that you get live feedback about what you're doing. There's no
Mm.
processing time for what you're going to read. You're kind of scared that maybe the chat's going to be dead and you're just kind of
Mm-hmm.
talking to yourself or possibly rude comments, right? People making comments about whatever. You get it live. You can't just post something and walk away. It's like it's there and you're having to, color and also look at the chat and just like there's a lot and talk. I mean, you don't have to. I suppose you don't have to actually
Mm-hmm.
do any of that. You could just color if you really wanted to. But I always fear like I don't know. I always fear people's comments, or I'm not going to be able to, like, I'm going to be really awkward when I talk. Like, it just, when I'm chatting with people, like, it just won't, it'll just be really weird. So that's the fear is like, and I don't get that at all when posting anymore because I just post it and sometimes you can just close the app and walk away. Woo, done.
Mm.
I showed you what my coloring page looks like for 1 second when I posted it. Now I just walk away. But live, they're like watching you do this process and they're like, why are you doing it like that? That's weird. Why are you using that? Like, okay. That's my fear. It's not reality though, because
Yeah.
every live stream has been great. It's just still that fear, like right before hitting live. And I think it depends on your personality because if you if you're okay with just sitting there and coloring and not talking, that's cool. But if you actually
Mm-hmm.
want to interact with people, it can be a little bit tiring. How long do you go live for? How long do you talk for? How long do you like just like a lot of thought? I think it's one of those things where you have to pull yourself out of your head and just do it.
For me, like I can explain my journey. It will be like a long story. So for me, going live was like kind of a therapy thing, like exposure therapy. Because I had some goals like not related to TikToks or other stuff. Like they were related like to teaching, and created classes and like get back to teaching about teaching grown-ups. And I have this weird like language situation where like I speak 4 languages, none of them well. For me, like going live was a personal challenge, like to start speaking English in public because I was so horrible at speaking with camera. I still am. I'm still very bad at that. So it was like kind of that. Can I do that? Am I able? Am I able to speak publicly? Um, Publicly, but when public is like hidden, you don't see those people, so it's less terrifying. When I did it for the first time, I was so tired, like physically, that I slept 3 hours after. Like I had a 3-hour nap right after my first live session of like 40 minutes. And surprisingly, the next day I came back. And I had another 3-hour nap. And it lasted like for a week. Then initially I planned to make it a part of my routine, like part of my life, to do it like once a week. And quickly it grew into doing it like daily. Just because
It's
it
wild.
felt so good to be out there. And there is some special like magic about it, when you're on the live and when you're in the zone, because, I'm in the zone while I'm coloring. And people just come and talk to you, and they just, in the beginning, they were just saying, "Oh, I'm so glad to see you live. It's so amazing, blah, blah, blah," and asking you questions. Like, I never had a silent chat in my first days. And this is the biggest fear that I had. And then slowly you start to get to know those people who come to spend time with you. And it's such an honor, like, to share the time with someone, to be a part of someone's day, that I just can't like quit it. I want to keep doing. I just want to hang out with people. This is my story.
Yeah. Do you find it's the same people every time, or do you constantly get like do you notice like new usernames or new people chatting, or is it mostly the same?
There is definitely like some group of people who are like regulars and who's been there like since the beginning. Hi, Cheryl, if you're listening to this podcast. And others, but like Cheryl is my live stream godmother, because I was so like nervous and scared, and she just like came to my DM and said, "You're a strong, capable woman. You can do it. I believe in you. I love you." And it helped.
Cheryl's the best. Same with Kay. Those two are just like so supportive.
Right.
Always.
Scarlett was there also from the very beginning. Like all of our friends just came to support us. So yeah, but this is a great way to meet new people, because there are people who just like randomly found me, just stayed around. And this is like another very important thing I wanted to mention in this episode. For me, it was incredible. Like the most incredible discovery was that apparently if you put yourself out there like consistently, right? And you don't try to be like someone else, because honestly, you just don't have time to be someone else. Or like, I don't have time to be someone else. You start to attract people, and those people turn out to be amazing because like you attracted them. So they are kind of like you, or they want to be like you, or, they like people like you. So there is a chance you will like them in the end.
You couldn't put on a persona for that long, right? Because I know there's like YouTubers or TikTokers and they have some sort of persona on their recordings or their live streams or whatever, and then it's not really them. But if you're yourself, then the people you connect with is more genuine, because you're being totally yourself.
You're being authentic. Yeah. But it's like, it's not even about being like yourself, for the sake of authenticity. It's also to attract the right people, because they will find you. I don't know. You're like, when you scream into the void, it's kind of like a magnet. They will come. They will run to you and find you and say, "Hi, I'm just like you. Can I hang out with you?" And this is amazing, especially if you're 30-something and you want to make friends.
Question for you as well, because when you started live streaming, you already had quite a large following. I think you were just under 10K or something like that. A lot of people aren't or don't have that many followers. They won't have as many people coming in. And that's a very common thing with gaming streaming, right? On Twitch. It's like you're basically streaming for maybe one viewer, maybe. And it might just be yourself for the majority of the time, because people don't know you yet. But the key that everyone always says, like any popular streamer always says, the consistency is where it's at. So the more that you are going live, that's when you're going to attract more viewers, because they'll see you again and again. That maybe the 5th time they finally decide to open your stream, you're like, "Oh, I keep seeing this girl. I'll actually watch this time." That's happened to me loads of times with other people. Like the same thing, like, "Oh, I keep seeing it." I think I mentioned that about Oda's book. Even like I I thought it was cute, but I never bought it until I kept just seeing page after page after page posting. I was like, just getting like slowly influenced. I'm like, okay, I'm buying it. Like, so it's like almost watching a person as well, because a lot of people have less than a certain amount of followers, right? And they won't have the same amount of
Yeah,
viewership as
I
you would
think
day one.
it doesn't have anything to do with the amount of followers. Like, I don't want to say like doesn't have anything to do, but it's not like directly connected. I believe that you can get like a decent viewership if you're just being a nice person and you interact with other people and you start to make friends like in the comments, in the stories, like in other places. And then those people, like, they don't even have to, be your fans or something, but if you interacted and they see your live, because, on TikTok you see when some of your friends are live, you see the icon, they will want to come and hang out with you just for the sake of hanging out with you. And maybe it will be like 5 people in the beginning, but if they're active, the algorithm will send you more people. And this way you can actually find new followers and meet new people, because the algorithm will push you and push you and push you.
That might be the best way to make new friends, is joining live streams and like joining the chat. So I was thinking about this, like if you're interacting with Instagram posts, like how do you make friends in the coloring community, right?
Right.
You might have some sort of social anxiety like I do, just reaching out to someone with a DM. Like I get scared about that, so I never do it. I just comment on posts, or I'll like it and comment, but typically I won't reach out to someone and just start DMing them. Then in a live stream, it's easier to just like make a comment on it, or you know what I mean? And then other people in the chat,
Start the
and you start like a
conversation.
discussion.
Yep.
Yeah, an actual conversation or discussion, where you can't really have that on like a social media post. You could, but it's not the same. It's not like a live, like going quickly
Yeah,
and actually
absolutely. It's
having
like
conversations, and then talking to you and talking to other chatters as
exactly
well.
like you can even make people in the chat, meet new people who will become your future friends.
And I think because there's so many of us that are similar, like it's very easy to make friends in that way. There's so many that are similar that, yeah, it would be easy.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think that would be the best way. Live streams. Either you live streaming yourself, or you're joining other people's live streams, right?
So I think we found the best way to make new friends. Just go join some live streams. They will chat to you. So at least you can talk to people this way.
Thing too is that typically people will be more supportive of you if you've supported them as well. If you are actively liking things or commenting on people's stuff, or they start seeing and recognizing your handle, or like whatever your name is, they'll start recognizing that. And if you're always positive and then all of a sudden you go live, like I feel like you would get more support almost right away, because you have this rap of supporting these other people. Now they're going to support you a bit.
Especially in the beginning.
It's a give and take thing. Yeah, that was me. Like when I first live stream, it was you guys.
Yeah,
it's you guys
absolutely.
all coming in, like my existing friends. Yeah.
But like, I still remember the first people who supported me when I didn't have any following. I still remember their names, and I'm still like sometimes in contact with some of them. When you gain a few followers, it just starts to be harder to interact, with the posts and stuff. When you have to also like keep posting consistently, like you just don't have energy, to get back. Sometimes you do, sometimes I don't, to go back to the comments and like reply personally to everyone. But if you do, then it's like,
I used to do that.
Me too.
And then what you're saying, like it gets too much sometimes. Yeah, harder and harder. It gets too much. You end up spending way too much time on social media, because you're posting, commenting, you're looking at other people's stuff, commenting on their stuff. Like you could spend hours a day doing that.
And for me, it's exhausting. Like I'm not a very social person, but also like social media for me, it's not, very pleasant time to spend. So I try to dose it. Like I don't spend that much time on it. And I think like you kind of have to see what's best for you.
And being smart about your time, right? Like what you're deciding to do, or you just give yourself 15 minutes, right, to comment, or
yeah,
that's what I do. Because I don't post anything anymore, but I will open my coloring account and I'll say, okay, 15 minutes, I'm going to go like stuff, comment on stuff, and still be active in that way. Even though I'm not posting, I still want to support everyone else that's doing it, and like my old friends and all this stuff. So like, I'll go do that for 15 minutes, and that's okay. Like that's a good amount of like a lot of time to still be active, but not spend hours, because you really can get down a rabbit hole, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And like, there's one thing that I wanted to mention that just like came to my head right now. That like it's an observation about coloring community. when you don't show up like for a couple days or a week or a couple weeks, you feel completely lost. You feel like, oh, I've missed so much. Like, I'm so out of loop. Like, oh, it will take me some time, to get back to it. But at the same time, on the other side of the situation, there are people who think about you, who remember you, and who will accept you week, 2 weeks, 3 months after as if it never happened. Because there are people who left Coloring Talk, and we still talk about them. We still think about them. Hi, Erin, if you're listening.
No, you said the forbidden name. No, I'm just joking. But yeah, that's someone who's been gone for months and months, but we always remember her because she had such an impact on us, right? Positively
Exactly.
and just as a person. Yeah. And if she came back and started posting, we just like welcome her back. Heck yeah. It's been like
Exactly.
5-6 months, doesn't matter, or more. Come back.
Yeah.
We love you. It's same thing when I just post. Like I don't post. It's been like 3 months. I posted something, had like everyone saying nice things or whatever, just again. And it's like, wow, it's like I haven't left. And it's easy to kind of, what you're saying, that fear of coming back, there shouldn't be, because people are really supportive of anyone coming back, or they still remember you and they remember your
Exactly.
work.
Like, for me, just funny how it
Yeah.
works, because like when I went on a vacation and wasn't active for a week, it felt like the world was ending. But at the same time, I know that it's not like that. That's not true. So yeah, remember that.
I remember that. Was that when we were there, right? You weren't posting anything? Yeah. It's hard. I think in your case, because you have such a big community around it, and like you
It's
feel
not
like
that
maybe
big,
people are
actually.
relying on you, but I noticed this when like a lot of Twitch streamers or whatever, where people pay subscriptions to watch your stream, and then if they stop streaming, or they're like, oh, I feel bad because people are paying for me and I'm not delivering anything for like 2 weeks because I'm on vacation or something, right?
No, yeah, this definitely exists.
If you're just starting out live streaming, like you don't have that commitment, so just do it. Like just go live whenever. I think maybe even it's hard to think like you don't need a crazy setup to go live anymore either. We used to think you have to have this crazy microphone, this crazy webcam, all this stuff to go live, but you really don't. You have something
you just
really
need
easy.
your phone.
Like you could buy a ring light. I think we each have, we have our ring lights and our phone. A ring light's like, it was $10 on Amazon.ca.
Exactly.
And like that's enough to stream with. And
absolutely.
Yeah, definitely worth it. I'm saying this to other people while I'm not streaming. Like I'm not taking my own advice.
You should get back
I'm
to
not
streaming.
Go live, but you go live. I will, maybe. That's the thing too, is like, how much should you stream? Like, is there a time limit or an amount that you should be streaming?
Oh no, I don't think you should. I don't think you should treat it like that. It's just not worth it. It doesn't make any sense. Just treat it like, find a comfortable schedule for you. If you want to like grow, if you don't want to grow, just do whatever you want. Like go whenever you feel like it. Don't put this pressure like, oh, should I keep a schedule or something? If you feel like it, just go and have fun.
The schedule thing is like a fear, I think, too. It's like, oh, I should be consistent with the time I go live as well. It depends what you're trying to do. Like if you're trying to build followers and you're trying to do, it's like the algorithm thing, right? Post at a certain time, you'll get more likes or get more views. It's probably the same with live streaming. But someone like me who does not have a consistent schedule, because I use shift work, I should just, or someone like me can just go live whenever they feel like it, doesn't matter the time, when you are coloring, you just go.
Your friends and followers will be happy to see you whenever you can be there. I'll be happy to see you whenever you can. It's okay.
Mostly I just don't feel social. That's why I don't do it. I don't talk. I don't feel like talking, so I don't want to go live. And that might be other people, but you don't have to talk to go live. You could just literally color. People watch ASMR coloring and it's just quiet.
Exactly.
You're just hearing the marker scratching. Like you don't actually have to talk at all.
Exactly.
You're just watching someone's process. Even you, I feel like you don't have to say anything. Someone could just be watching you and be like, what am I seeing? What is this? That's what I do. I sometimes have you on mute because I watch you while I'm working and I can't have your volume. And I'm like watching you color and I'm like, what is this magic happening before my eyes?
Well, today there is no magic, obviously. I'm just doing the very boring, basic part of the books. So I'm sorry, there is no magic. So it will have to be
this theme
basic.
of yours, I've been noticing, is making a window to like the outside or making them the outside inside.
It started with
Show me your other pages.
It started with this page because it was a very like boring page that I mean, it's not boring. It's like a vet doctor, right? And he was just treating the bunnies in his clinic, and I felt like I'm not into coloring clinic like at all. So I've decided to send him to
White
the
walls.
forest. Yeah, exactly. So it
Mhm.
seemed logical. You know, he's a vet, he's treating bunnies, so just go to the forest. And then the second one, I just repeated the same concept. Wait, okay, this one, they were like in the tent. Like, I'm not coloring a tent, I'm sorry. So I made the tent transparent.
Instead of fabric. Yeah, it's so good.
Wait, and there is another one. Well, it's this one. Also, he was like,
That's the one I was thinking of. Yeah.
yeah. I'm sorry. I'm just not into inside scenes. I like forest. So I'm sending everyone there.
That's creativity though, right? That's your own creativity because the book gave you the walls and you're just like, nah, I don't want walls actually.
Yeah, but the book is just the base.
Mhm.
I think like you should treat it, you know, as just the starting point and then do whatever you want. That's the whole point of that.
I just want to say this reminds me of like the community. Being part of the community, you see things like this. If you're interacting with people, you're looking at posts, you see creativity like this that you wouldn't if you didn't do that stuff.
Right.
But scrolling, commenting, like you would see all these things, and it's like it gives you your own ideas as well for your own pages.
And if I'm being like completely honest, I think it's also like inspired by the community, because if I wouldn't post it, like I don't have to come up with, you know, the ideas. Like I would just skip this page. But because like I gave public promise, like I took a commitment to finish this book, I kind of was forced to finish this page, and it was boring, so I came up with the forest, blah blah blah. You know what I mean? Like community that gives you, you know, more challenges to follow that you wouldn't do by yourself. I think there is one thing that we haven't covered today, and we haven't even thought about it. What do you think of Coloring Talk drama?
Yeah, what do I think of Coloring Talk drama? There is drama. There's going to be drama in any community that you're part of. And yeah, it's whether you want to take part in it or not.
Like, I think coloring community is famous for the drama, but like, again, yeah, it's up to you. Nobody forces you, you know, to participate in them. And like, don't be discouraged like by what other people do, you know. You can successfully avoid them if you want to.
I don't like it. As soon as I start seeing stuff, I just like scroll. I'm like, okay, that's enough.
Yeah, right. Like at some point, I just stopped even like caring about what's happening. I just don't watch it. I don't know what's going on.
There's just some people who love it, and that's it. Like they'll.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's it. If they want to be part of it, go ahead. I don't want to, but you go for it.
Exactly. I think it's a good point to finish today's podcast.
Yeah. So in the comments, we want to know if anyone would be down to join a real life coloring community, a coloring retreat.
Right.
How do you make friends? What's it? Yeah. And what's a way that like other people have made friends?
Yes. And tell us a story how you met your coloring bestie. I love to hear the stories.
Yes. Or if you haven't made one yet, do what we said.
How would you like to meet one? Exactly.
Start joining some live streams, start interacting with people some more, and then you will meet people that gel with you. Doesn't mean every single person will, but eventually you'll find your people.
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much for spending this time with us. And we will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.